Hello beautiful people, my name is Christina and thank you so much for joining my DIY live channel. Many of you have asked me to share my tiramisu recipe and this is what we're going to do today. This is super easy, very fast. Really the longest it takes in this recipe is to make the coffee because you have to wait to cool it off before you incorporate it into the recipe. Super easy, very fast, very tasty. Some of you have also asked me about how did I clean the washing machine yesterday after I did a lot of coloring of linens. I dyed lots of linens that I'm using to cover all of our outdoor furniture, all of our cushions in the furniture. I will talk about this after we finish with the cake, but let's get busy with this cake now. So let me show you what we need. We need lavender, where did that come from? The theme of the wedding is lavender. It's all about the wedding in my head at this point. We don't need lavender ladyfingers, we need regular ladyfingers. I have 2 packages, I'll probably need 1.5. We have heavy whipped cream. This is 32 fluid ounces, about a liter. We need 2 boxes of mascarpone cheese. Each one is 8 ounces or 250 grams. We need 1 cup of sugar or 250 grams of sugar. Do not substitute sugar with stevia. I've tried trying to be a little healthier and it didn't taste good, so make sure you use regular white sugar. Vanilla, cocoa, baking cocoa. This is 100% unsweetened cocoa. I don't like a lot of sweets, so I'm trying to keep this cake very light and I like my dark cocoa. Walnuts, or any kind of nuts really, but we'll talk about walnuts in a minute. Coffee and spiced rum. So I will go and make my coffee so I can wait for that to cool off while I'm whipping the cream, and we'll move to the next step. So the whipped cream is done. You can see it's completely whipped. And now we're gonna add 2 containers, 8 ounces each, into this recipe. I'm also going to add a splash of vanilla, and now we'll mix this into a medium to a lower speed. You don't want to overbeat this, you just want to mix it nicely. The coffee was made and cooled off, I added a generous amount of spiced rum. Use your judgment. Don't get drunk on spiced rum from eating cake, but I would say for this amount of coffee, which is probably 3 cups, I added probably half a cup of spiced rum. This is decaf coffee, don't tell anyone, but my thought is that many times this cake is being served for dinner and you certainly don't want to have issues with your guests eating cake and then they couldn't sleep all night because this is strong coffee. It's decaffeinated, you can't tell the difference. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm making this recipe today in 2 different containers, this and a smaller one. I will see how much whipped cream I have after I finish this. You literally want to pull it in and out immediately. You don't want to soak it for too long. Depending on the shape of your container, you may want to go this way or this way. I don't know, I'll play it by ear. I'll do a layer of these lady fingers and then I'm gonna put some walnuts on top of it. The idea of walnuts was my modification of this recipe, my interpretation. I love walnuts. I think they're underrated. They are full of proteins, good energy, and they will serve the purpose of absorbing some of this moisture from the coffee. They will be still nutty and yummy, but they will have a nice flavor of coffee with spiced rum. I am chopping some walnuts now. You don't want it too thin, but you certainly don't want to leave them too big. Before I put the layer of whipped cream, I'll put these walnuts on top of the lady fingers, soaked in coffee and spiced rum. And you don't want too many walnuts either. You certainly want to make sure the whipped cream is there to glue the lady fingers with the next layer. You don't want your cake to be falling apart if you have too many walnuts between the lady fingers and the whipped cream. This is good. Now we are ready for the whipped cream. I tried this recipe with substituting the mascarpone cheese with cream cheese, and it works. It really does. The one thing you want to keep in mind is that the cream cheese may have more water content. Now I'm ready to put the second layer of lady fingers, the second and final. Even if you have a little dry spots like here, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, don't worry, the moisture will redistribute entirely. I may need another one here, probably another one here as well. As they get soft, you can squish them a little. You don't want to have open pockets without lady fingers. You see how much coffee is already gone? I might have to do more coffee. Okay, and then we'll finish with more whipped cream with mascarpone cheese. We are on our way to my friend and client Jason. He wants to put his house in the market. I have my future hubby, my better half, my driver, my assistant. Hey, hon. And we are going to be there in a minute, but I just wanted to finish today's video with explanation how I dealt with the washing machine from yesterday when I colored, when I dyed a bunch of linens for the wedding. For the original instructions, I needed to put 2 cups of bleach in a washing machine container. I needed to put 2 old towels and put it in the longest cycle with hot water. That seemed to be fine. That seems to work very well. I will make sure I'll do another load of old clothes that I don't care for, just to make sure there are no future staining in our daily washing. This is it for today. See you tomorrow.